try to get A back now.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold B, but... There's a tank at B.
Okay, yeah, there's a tank at A that I'm trying to deal with too. So...
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Bigfry, and today I want to talk to you guys about Enlisted. They just released their open beta test, meaning you guys can go now play this next-gen World War II FPS. And after the videos I've done on this game in the past and the live streams we've done showcasing this game, the devs reached out and they wanted to sponsor a video in basically which I tell you guys exactly how I feel about Enlisted after playing the beta. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like on it, and if you guys want to download Enlisted, you can use the link in the description in the top pinned comment. And this isn't just a PC title, it is on PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, so it's cross-platform, so everybody has a chance to get in and play. So for those who are unfamiliar with what Enlisted is, it's a free-to-play multiplayer shooter set in, obviously you guys can tell, World War II. It has infantry, ground vehicles, there's actually aircrafts in the game too, in these huge battles that take place over two different game modes. The one being this kind of like 3-point domination hold, and the other one being kind of like a rush mode. Only there's 1 point, and you're usually just kind of holding the artillery if you're on defense or you're just trying to attack the single point. Now, right off rip, I've had so many people come through to the live streams and ask, what is this game? What can you compare it to? And a lot of people like to compare this to games like Hell Let Loose and Postscriptum. I don't really think that's fair. This is a completely different game. I would say like the closest, if you really had to put it into a box, would be a game like Heroes and Generals, but you have a lot more content in terms of the squads and like the perk system, the actual upgrade system, and all of the content you can unlock for all of your squads in game. There's so much here, and for a game that just hit open beta and it's completely free for you guys to play, there's a lot. And I gotta say, their UI is a little bit overwhelming, going through all of these different menus, trying to figure out what needs to update, what weapons need to be modified. There's so much here. If you guys played games like War Thunder or Crossout, this stuff might be familiar to you, but this game goes super in depth and allows you to customize not only your squads, but like every single person's loadout in the squad, every perk they have, down to their sidearm, grenade, equipment, med kits. There's so much stuff, and you have to basically micromanage all of that stuff as you're leveling up, unlocking different soldiers to put into squads. There's a lot here to grind for. But I just want to say, most people wanted me to compare this to a game like Hell Let Loose. This game really it shoots for like that middle ground between very realistic time to kill, one-shot kills. If you're accurate, you're taking somebody out, but it feels a little bit casual as well. So it's that nice little blend. But one of the first things you guys are going to feel when you jump into your first game is kind of how janky the animations and movement are as of right now. And you guys could probably see in this video, this is gameplay that I took of the first day of the open beta. The movement needs a lot of work, and this is something that I spoke about in my last videos. It's gotten a lot better since the first time I played this game a year ago. It's made a lot of strides. It's still not quite there yet. It is clunky, it is janky, but they are working on it. But the gunplay, on the other hand, is actually where I think this game shines. There's something about this game, and I said this in my last video from, I think, about 3 weeks or a month ago, and I'll have that link somewhere in the description or in the top of this video. I said that there's something about it, there's like this, it's like a charm that this game has when you're aiming down sights and you're sniping people, and it just feels really, really good. Outside of all the jank and stuff like that, when you get a headshot and it pops up, it feels right. The gunplay, I think, is the best part about Enlisted, and that might have something to do with the time to kill being that hardcore, really, really short time to kill. If you're shooting somebody in the chest, most guns, single shot. Now, the climbing over obstacles, they do have vaulting in there, and vaulting has gotten so overhauled since the first time I played it. It actually feels really good. You can like jump through windows and over walls and stuff like that. The one thing I don't like about this game is the ladder mechanics. It is so janky and so hard to climb up and down ladders in this game. It needs to absolutely be fixed as soon as possible. Now, one of the more confusing things that I have a lot of people coming through to the live streams asking about it is there AI? Are you shooting at bots? And what this squads game mode is you have, I think it's a 10 on 10 of like real people playing on each team, but each player is controlling a bunch of squads. Usually it's one squad at a time, but you have access to, you know, 4 or 5 different battalions that you can bring into battle. So when you spawn in with a group of AIs that you can direct to go hold a point. You can direct them to go and hold like a tree line, and they follow your orders. And I'll be honest with you guys, the AI needs a lot of work. A lot of them are pretty brain dead, running into walls. Kind of just standing in the middle of roads and stuff like that. It's a little weird. I usually just set my guys to follow me, so I'm kind of walking with my entire battalion around the map. But you will find sometimes you're shooting at bots, sometimes you're shooting at players. If a player is really, really good, you can kind of tell if he's dipping around corners and ducking and stuff like that. You know who's the actual player and who's an AI. But if you guys don't want to play with the AI squads, you can also play their lone fighters mode, which is basically more aligned with your tried and true World War II shooters, where it's basically just you, yourself, no AI, no squads. But I think in time, through that closed beta testing period, I'm hoping that we see a lot of improvements to those AI squad mates, because right now I basically just use them as another spawn point. Once I die, I can switch to another character in the squad. Once that whole squad gets wiped out, you choose a different battalion and you spawn in. So you can set up a battalion of a whole bunch of, like, say, you know, machine guns, and then you could set up another one with like a sniper class. There's tank classes as well, so you could jump in. If you want to jump into a tank, you can basically load up your tank battalion, and you have a group of guys there to go along with you for the ride. Right now, you have access to a bunch of different campaigns, and the gameplay you guys are seeing here is Invasion of Normandy, but you can also play on the Battle of Moscow as well as the Battle for Tunisia. And with each campaign comes new squads that you have to then level up, unlock soldiers, and do that grind for every single campaign. This game is an absolute grind, and if I'm being completely honest with you guys, I'm here for it. I've been really vocal on this channel over the past year or so about playing these first-person shooters that are coming out in droves that aren't really providing you with anything to really work for. It just becomes the same monotonous task over and over and over. At least with this, you have squad soldiers, unlocks, perks, talent trees. You have so much stuff. You could call this like some sort of like an RPG mechanic with all of the leveling up that you have to do in this game. Yes, they do offer premium battle passes, which means you can earn XP at a faster rate, and you can also buy some of these upgrades in typical Gaijin fashion. I know that's going to turn a lot of people off to this game. That being said, with the time to kill being as short as it is, none of that stuff makes you underpowered at all. They have premium squads that you can purchase and buy. When I bought into the testing a month ago to get into like the early before the open beta test, it came with a premium squad, and even in using it, they had an SMG, which I really enjoyed. And you guys can see me talk about that in my last video. But at the end of the day, I feel like the better player is always going to prevail, because I streamed this day one of open beta, and I was getting my ass kicked for a large portion of that stream until I finally just started realizing I just need to take different flank routes, and it comes with learning the maps. But we had a bunch of people coming in from the chat and the community to play with us, and it's really just a fun, janky, early experience that you can play for free. And the cool thing now is there's no more wipes, so everything you guys earn in this open beta test will eventually be carried over to the actual game. The one thing about all Gaijin games is you'll find they are in open beta for a long time. I know that was another question that people were asking me is, you know, how long is this open beta test happening? The game, you could really consider it's out at this point. It's sitting in an open beta test as they fix a lot of these core issues, but it is getting there. In terms of like early access, open beta style games, this is definitely one of the better ones that I've covered on this channel, and you guys can see that in the previous videos that I've done. This game is apparently also available on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and S. It's completely optimized for new gen consoles, and I actually think the graphics for the most part are pretty fucking good. All through the stream, I was having a problem with ghosting. So if you're like near a smoke grenade or the lighting's a little bit weird, I found that sometimes you'd see a whole bunch of like gun trails moving around, and it was very disorienting. I was trying to find the right settings to fix it, but for the most part, this game looks beautiful. And the cool thing is with the animations and pretty much every issue that I've laid out in this video, they've already assured me that they are going to be working on this, and they are going, I mean, obviously it's open beta, and they say that they're already set to receive major improvements with upcoming updates. So that's good, and I'll definitely be sure, because I'm actually really enjoying the game. I'll definitely be sure to cover this game more in the future, and I am going to be streaming this game quite a bit. Now that it's an open beta, a lot of people can jump in for the first time for free, no risk. Playing the squads mode with community members has actually been pretty dope. The crazy thing is, in my last video, I was talking about how I was a really big fan of the automatics, but in this open beta test, I've actually been really getting used to like the snipers and the one-shot like Car 98s and stuff like that, because it's a one-shot kill essentially. If you can just aim properly, boom, 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 this game actually promotes that single shot usage. And again, like I said before, the gunplay is actually really, really solid. I honestly think if you guys are looking for something to kind of hold you over and give you a bunch of content and stuff to work towards in your FPS, this is one game you really just kind of owe it to yourself to try. If you can get past some of the jank and stuff that will be fixed in time, this is one of the games I think you need to play. If you guys do sign up for the game, use the link in the description. And that goes for console and PC, because like I said, this is cross-platform. This gives you an exclusive bonus if you do sign up, and it actually kind of gets you going a little bit further than somebody who doesn't. So use the link. That's why they're there. And a big shout out to Gaijin for sponsoring this video. Honestly, I was going to make this video anyway and say those exact points. I'm enjoying the game. If you guys want to see the raw, uncut footage of me live streaming on day one open beta or afterwards, you guys can literally go to my Twitch channel and you can watch the streams there, either live or their video on demand, so you can see raw, uncut gameplay. And I do want to thank you guys for supporting the videos. I dropped a video on Enlisted about a month ago, and because you guys liked it and shared it, it actually got a lot of views, and the company reached out shortly after to try and get some sponsored content for when this open beta came out. And because it was a game I actually enjoyed, I'm in. We had the due process video last week, and we have Enlisted coming this week. Super psyched to be actually doing sponsored content for games that I'm actively playing on the channel. And that's all thanks to you guys for supporting all of these videos that I'm putting out. If you guys do enjoy it, leave a like on the video. Consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. We cover everything from early access tactical trash to AAA Battlefield 6 level shooters and everything in between. My name is Bigfry. Have a good day, and I'll see you on the next one.